Hello and welcome. Today we're going to share a really special story. It's all about a boy named Rohan, some not so nice words, and a very wise secret that I think can help you too. But first, I have a question for you. When someone says something unkind, who's really in charge? Who's the boss? Is it you? Or are those words the boss of you? Let's meet our friend Rohan and see what he discovers.
For Rohan, school had started to feel, heavy. And it wasn't because of his homework. It was because of mean words that just seemed to follow him everywhere he went. Like when he's just walking through the hallway, he hears it, a little giggle. He looks up and sees two kids pointing at his new glasses. You can just see his shoulders slump down. He looks right at the floor and starts walking a little faster. And then, at lunchtime, he opens up this yummy-looking lunch his mom packed for him. But a classmate leans over and goes, "Ew, your food is gross." And just like that, Rohan closes the box. He just pretends he isn't hungry, even though his tummy is rumbling.
And later, out on the playground, someone calls him a silly nickname and then runs away laughing. Rohan feels that little sting in his eyes, And he starts to think, maybe I am weird. Maybe I just don't belong here. That evening, Rohan is super quiet. His mom notices that his favorite snack is sitting there, completely untouched. So she sits right beside him and says so gently, "I can see something is hurting you. Do you want to tell me what happened?" So Rohan tells his mom everything. She listens so carefully, and instead of getting angry, she gets an idea. But Rohan is not so sure. He's like, "Mom, this is just school stuff. How can a really old book like the Bhagavad Gita help with kids being mean today?" His mom just smiles. She explains that even though the Gita is ancient, it talks about the exact same big feelings we all have today, like feeling scared or sad or left out. A long, long time ago, the problem was on a battlefield. Today, it's on your school playground. But the feelings, they're the same. And guess what? The Gita's wise answers still totally work. She shows him this verse, and what it means is actually pretty simple. Lift yourself up. Don't pull yourself down. See, the bully's words try to pull you down. The Gita reminds us that you don't have to help them do it. Think about it like this. Inside your head, there's kind of like a bully echo. It loves to repeat all the mean things over and over. But you know what else is in there? A friend voice. And that friend voice says kind things like, "I am brave," and "I am strong." The Gita teaches us how to make that friend voice louder. Here's the thing. You can't control what other people say. Nope. But you can control how you talk to yourself. You get to choose to be your own best friend. And that right there is your superpower. So, let's check in again. Now that you know this, who's starting to sound like the boss? The mean words or you? Okay, so how do we actually do this? Well, Rohan's mom gives him this simple 3-step brave plan to help him grow his friend voice and take his tower back. And guess what? You can use it too. Here is the brave plan. Step 1 is easy. Just pause. Put your hand on your heart and take 3 slow, deep breaths. Step 2, use your friend voice. Say it inside your head, "I am kind, I am brave, I belong." And step 3, this one's super important. Speak up. Tell a grown-up you trust what happened. Speaking up is so brave. All right, so Rohan has his plan. The very next day at school, he gets a chance to try it out. And it's not about being perfect, right? It's just about taking one small, brave step. At lunch, it happens again. The same kids point at his food and they start to laugh. And that familiar, sinking feeling starts to bubble up inside Rohan. But this time is different. He remembers his plan. He pauses, he takes a quiet breath, and inside his head, his friend voice speaks up, loud and clear. "I am not what they say. I am kind and brave." And instead of closing his lunchbox and feeling sad, Rohan picks it up, walks over to a different table, and sits down with a kind classmate. He chose to connect with a friend instead of being alone. After school, he did the bravest thing of all. He went to his teacher and said, "Some kids keep saying mean things to me, and it hurts." And his teacher listened so carefully and thanked him for being brave enough to tell her. You see, the Gita didn't magically make the bullies disappear in one day, but it did something even more powerful. It helped Rohan learn how to be his own best friend.
And that one thing, well, that changed everything. This whole story just shows us that the power to feel strong and brave is already inside you. It's not about stopping every single mean word from ever being said. It's about knowing that those words don't get to be the boss of you. So, I'll ask you one last time. Who's the boss? You are. You get to decide. You always get to decide. Now it's your turn. Try the 3-step BRAVE plan the next time you need it. And when you do, tell your mom, dad, or your teacher how it felt to be your own best friend. For more stories just like this, you can follow us at Mindset with Gita. And always, always remember, you are kind, you are brave, and you belong.